Hare Krishna. So welcome to ISKCON Baltimore. And so all of you know we're having our wonderful North American retreat. So it's very nice to be here. So today we'll discuss from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 11, text number 33. And the title of the chapter is The Universal Form. So I'll just recite quickly and then read the translation and purport, and then we'll have a short discussion. And hopefully it'll be a discussion, so look forward to hearing from all of you as well. Tasmat tvam yashola bhashva jitva shatrum bhushanayam samritam Maya eva te nihate padam eva nimita matram bhavasana sachi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Please repeat. Therefore get up.
Therefore get up.
Prepare to fight.
Prepare to fight.
And win glory.
And win glory.
Conquer your enemies.
Conquer your enemies.
And enjoy a flourishing kingdom.
And enjoy a flourishing kingdom.
They are already put.
They are already put
to death.
To death.
By my arrangement.
By my arrangement.
And you,
O
Sabyasachi,
can be but
an instrument in the fight.
An instrument in the fight.
Purport. Sabyasachi refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus, Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies. Just become an instrument. Nimita matram. This word is also very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish persons who do not have sufficient knowledge think that nature is moving without a plan, and all manifestations are but accidental formations. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it was like this, or maybe like that. But there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is the plan? The cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned soul to go back to Godhead, back to home. As long as they have the domineering mentality, which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the supreme guidance of God. Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. Om Ajnana Timirasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tata Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Sindhu Vyevacha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So just repeat the verse again. Therefore get up, prepare to fight, and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. First of all, I'd like to thank the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas. So we can have a nice discussion today. Thank you for this opportunity for my own purification. So, just a little bit of context. We don't often speak from chapter 11 in the Bhagavad Gita classes, but this verse is very inspiring, at least to me. So I'll be speaking mostly to myself about how to practice and carry on our devotional service. This verse has very practical instructions and implications for how we carry about our devotional service. And we are in the midst, for many of us, of our spiritual master, and it is an opportunity for us to become enthused in devotional service. And to be enthused in devotional service means that we don't just experience some high, and then we leave here and we kind of go back to our own ways, and we kind of come off that high. As Srila Prabhupada, in the early disciples used to say, we're looking for the way to stay high forever. That was their goal. And so the goal is how we can maybe apply some practical inspirations that we get from this weekend through association with all the wonderful devotees and with our spiritual master to apply in our practice of devotional service. So this dialogue is obviously taking place in this battle of Kurukshetra. And we know in the very beginning of this Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was in a very tumultuous state of mind. He was in great fear, anxiety, distress, worried about what to do, confused about his duty. Sounds like a lot of us from time to time, maybe more or less, but we have these confusions and afflictions of the mind. And Arjuna was faced with this very kind of stark prospect. How to fight against, his Gurudev, his grandfather, his brothers. It was very, very tragic in what was the plan laid out for him. And it gets even more difficult because just a couple of verses prior we see that Arjuna could see that actually those that he was lamenting the prospect of having to fight, he just saw them being gnashed by the gnarly teeth of this universal form, being put to death. So he was actually seeing the future of what was going to happen. It's difficult enough to contemplate something, tragic to somebody we love, but to actually see it unfold before our eyes, before it happens, we can imagine how difficult it would have been for Arjuna to have experienced that. And so Krishna is now speaking here. And you can see he's speaking a little bit strongly, right? He says, therefore, prepare to fight and win glory. So Krishna is really trying to enthuse Arjuna to pick him up from this very, emotional state of being that he is in. And he gives him some extremely important instructions for us to apply. Because we are also in many ways in a fight. And we are, Srila Prabhupada used to say, we are in a fight against Maya. We are in a fight sometimes with our own turbulences of our mind that give us so many different dictations that we sometimes are left confused what to do, what not to do. Sometimes we are in our fight with competing priorities. So we're like this way, this is not just applicable to Arjuna, but very applicable in our own daily journey. And so what did Krishna tell Arjuna? He tells him a couple of things. He says, first of all, my arrangement. And this is extremely important for us to understand. And it's also very liberating for us. And it frees us from so much of the things that give us difficulty and consternation and emotional baggage. He says that they have been put to death by my arrangement. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport very beautifully that everything is happening according to whose plan? Krishna's plan. So, I am not going to be able to make any of you laugh. But I can make Krishna laugh very easily. And how do I do that? I go and tell him my plan. When I tell Krishna my plan, he laughs. So I made you all laugh. That's good. Yeah, I thought I could not. I know I can make Krishna laugh. Because when we tell Krishna our plan, he just laughs. Right? Just like when a child comes to Father. Father, I have this grand plan. And what does Father say? Okay, you tell me your grand plan. He allows, Father allows the child to reveal his plan. But ultimately, Father has his own plan. So we are like children when we go to Krishna and we tell him, please give me this, please give me that, please do. What are we doing? We're asking him to sanction our plan. But we know between child and father, who has the better plan for the child? The child or the father? All the time or some of the time?
All the time.
Child's plan is, give me ice cream, give me ice cream, give me ice cream. But father's plan is, take some rice down, no, not today. Take some samoa rice, take some pakoras, fruit salad, and then you can have a little ice cream. Father's plan is always perfect. So everything is happening according to Krishna's plan. We must accept that. Prabhupada writes here that the foolish people think that they are executing their plan. But actually everything is happening according to Krishna's plan. But just like the Father's plan is better than ours, we can have great faith that actually it's better that Krishna's plan is taking place and not our own. Because we are all fallible. Anybody here ever makes a mistake in their planning? Every day. We make so many mistakes. But how many mistakes Krishna has made? A big fat? Zero. He is perfect. He is the Supreme Personality of God. So whatever arrangement, whatever plan he has made, we can take great faith and satisfaction that it is perfect. But perfect for who? Krishna or for us? When Father makes a plan, what is the goal of his plan? Perfection for himself or perfection for his child? So of course, we are all Krishna's children. So Krishna's plan is actually supremely perfect for us. And so we can take great comfort in knowing that he has a plan, one, and two, his plan is perfect. But now I know you're all wondering, well, what about these circumstances I face? What about this issue? I'm sure that's not Krishna's plan. I just walked in here and stubbed my toe. Is that Krishna's plan? I got in an accident. All these things happen. Well, we know. Suppose we're going from here to the airport. Many of you are going back and forth. My goal is to get to the airport. No? So do you leave this place and drive in a straight line to the airport? No, you have to follow some turns, make some leaves along the way, like that. And ultimately you'll reach your destination. So a little bit in that same light, Krishna has a perfect plan for us. What is his ultimate plan for us? According to Srila Prabhupada in this purport, what is Krishna's ultimate plan for each and every one of us? To go back home, back to God. That is his plan. He has created and fashioned this whole material world in such a way that we have an opportunity to go back home, back to God, and to free ourselves of all the things that give us lamentation and distress and difficulties. But if we try to work according to our plan to solve those difficulties, we will left being frustrated and constantly slapped over and over again. Not by Krishna, but by material nature. That is the result of trying to work according to our plan. Remember, Arjuna had a plan. He presented his plan in the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. He gives 5 reasons why he should not fight. Was that plan going to work? Arjuna also had a plan. But ultimately, he came to surrender his plan. In the end of this Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is going to say, Krishye vachanam tava. I am prepared to follow as you direct. So this is the goal for all of us. To surrender our plan. And to take Krishna's plan. With full faith and confidence that this is the best plan for us. And most confident. And again, I said it's very liberating. You know, there are many problems we see. You know, sometimes even in the temple where, oh, this problem and this problem and this. Whose problems are those? Those are Krishna's problems to solve. It's according to his plan. So, they're not ours. So we can remove ourselves. Those are Krishna's problems. So then the question though becomes, well then what is our job? Do we just sit back and be lazy? What did Krishna tell Arjuna? You prepare to fight. He didn't say, hey, they're already put to death. Kick back on the chariot, put your feet up, take some mango lassi, and let's watch the movie unfold. No. He said, you do your part. You must do your part. Now this becomes the very important part of our discussion, which is, what is our part? This is where everything goes awry. Because Krishna uses a very, very important word here. He says, be an instrument. Right? He says, be an instrument in the fight. What is an instrument? These kartals are an instrument. Right? If I wrap them on my fingers and I make some nice sounds. I don't make nice sounds with kartals, but someone like Krishna who will make nice sounds with kartals. Who is making the sound? The nice sound? The kartals or the player? Does the kartals become proud? Wow, such nice sound I'm making. Such beautiful sound. This harmonium is here. Such beautiful melodies I'm playing. The instrument is in a piece of equipment that is being used by somebody. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that you be an instrument. Think about what he's telling Arjuna. That you move exactly according to my direction. Just like these kartals, they don't move on their own. They move only according to the movement of the player. So the intelligent person, the wise, learned person, hasn't memorized 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, can sing melodiously for the Lord, can decorate the Lord with beautiful shringar like we see today. The intelligent person has made themselves an instrument in Krishna's plan, moving exactly according to Krishna's direction. But these kartals have one great benefit that we don't have. Anybody want to guess? What is the great force in these cartels compared to us? Yes?
Doesn't have an ego.
They don't have ego. These cartels don't have the free will to decide whether to act according to my plan or act on their own. But unfortunately, what do we have? That pesky free will. We have to make the proactive decision. The instrument, it has the fortune of just playing according to its plan. But we, being imbued with this free will, it is up to us to decide. Am I going to act according to my plan, which is fallible, or am I going to act according to Krishna's plan, which is infallible? That decision we have to make. And only we can make it. Nobody can make it for us. This is the crux of achieving perfection in spiritual life. Is surrendering that free will. We'll come back to this point in a moment about surrendering free will. But this is the crux of our perfection. To be a true instrument. Now, Krishna uses a very, another important word, which Prabhupada opens the purport with. He refers to Arjuna as, can you remember? Savyaschi, which means ambidextrous. Ambidextrous means you can shoot arrows with the left hand or the right hand. Right? So there's a very important point here. Just because it's Krishna's plan, just because we are going to surrender to Krishna's plan, just because all the big problems are Krishna's problems, it does not mean we don't have our opportunity to participate in Krishna's plan. And Krishna is telling Arjuna that you participate with enthusiasm. But then Krishna does something very interesting. He uses the word Sabyasachi. What is he doing? He is glorifying Arjuna's capabilities. Arjuna has great skill. He has great capabilities to shoot these arrows with both hands. So on the one hand, he's saying, be an instrument in my plan. But he's also saying, wait a minute, Arjuna, you have great capabilities, and you should use them. Sometimes we mistake, I think Mataji maybe said this yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm confusing classes, so maybe you said it or not, or said it. But that sometimes we mistake humility to take a back seat and just step back and do nothing. That's not humility. That is actually wasting a gift that has been given to us by who? Krishna. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have this ability to shoot arrows with both hands. You should use it. But use it according to my plan, not your plan. And so the instruction to us is that whatever capability we have, we should first understand where it came from. It is a gift from the Supreme Lord. And then we should use that ability, whatever it may be, in the service of the Lord. But not in the service of our own false ego. Arjuna is being imparted upon that to don't let his great skill lie dormant. So humility is not about being inactive, saying, no, I'm not qualified to do this, I'm not qualified. Yes, we are not actually qualified to do anything. But according to Krishna's plan, he may have given us some ability. And whatever that ability is, we should use to our fullest. So humility is not about being inactive in the back seat. It is about having an accurate understanding of who we are and whatever capability we have, where it came from. And this brings us to now the third point, which is, how do we know what Krishna's plan is for us? Anybody wonders? What is Krishna's plan for me? How do I know? How do I know what Krishna wants me to do? Does he really want me to shoot arrows left-handed? Or does he want me to do something else? Sweep the floor. Serve prasadam. How do I know? And this is where the spiritual master comes into our life. Krishna tells us in the 4th chapter, which is the beautiful verse Mataji spoke on yesterday, Tadvini paripatena paripashrina sevya bhakteksha prateganam gyaninas tatadarshana. Krishna says here, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. He doesn't say one should, one could, one can. He says, if you want transcendental knowledge, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. And what is the goal, the purpose of approaching the bona fide spiritual master? Again, I'm just going to give a snippet of Mataji's class. I encourage you all to go online and hear it. It was an amazing discussion on this very, very powerful verse yesterday. Gita Mataji gave. But the goal of the spiritual master is to engage us in devotional service so that we can come into Krishna's plan. Because what is Krishna's plan for us? For us to go back home to God. And the spiritual master is there to guide us in how to execute that step by step. So this has a very practical implication for us. Often, what do we do when we go and meet the spiritual master? We ask him, "Oh Gurudev, I would like to do this. Is it okay? Oh Gurudev, is it okay if I do that? Dear Gurudev, I am offering my humble obeisances, chanting your pranam prayer, and now will you sanction my plan?" That's in essence what we do. But this is our shortcoming. We actually lose in that position. So how to really know what is Krishna's perfect plan for us? We inquire from the spiritual master. What is best for me? Don't tell what is best. Just like a child tells father, "Father, I know ice cream is best for me every day." That's what we do. By saying, telling everyone all the different things we want to do. Instead, if we really want to know what is Krishna's perfect plan for each and every one of us, we beg at the lotus feet of the spiritual master, please instruct me on what is best for me. And then, what do? Follow. Don't ask if we're not ready to follow. What is the point of inquiring if we're not ready to do? And an execution of that plan is 100% assured success for all of us. And it is actually the only means to find 100% success. Anybody can guarantee they'll find 100% success tomorrow? Yes. If you follow the plan of the spiritual master. If you do, you are guaranteed 100% perfection. Does it mean that if I go and I get my instructions tomorrow, I'll not get a cold, I'll not be back with an accident, everything I'll do will be perfect? Because the difficulties that we face in our spiritual journey, those are also extremely beneficial for us. Those are also part of Guru and Krishna's plan for us. We should embrace them. Sometimes we get in this sadhu sangha, and then it is we like to discuss, or we discuss I'm having difficulty with this person and that person, and then we spend more time in discussing this than discussing the glories of the Supreme Lord, the glories of the Spiritual Master, the glories of all the assembled Vaishnavas. But those difficult circumstances we face, take for example a difficult person in our journey of spiritual life. That person is our greatest blessing. Because only through that interaction are we going to learn detachment, tolerance, humility, patience, equanimity, all these important qualities that are required for us to go back home, back to Godhead. Were it not for some of those difficult circumstances, it's very difficult for us to develop those qualities. So those are actually also part of Krishna's plan. So when we encounter even some turbulence along the road, we can have great faith that there must be something good for this coming to me out of it. And seek to find that opportunity to reflect introspectively and see, okay, what it is I can develop or acquire from this circumstance, this interaction, this dynamic. Because something good is there. Otherwise, why Krishna would put it there? Think about it. Does a father put anything in the way of his child that's not good for him? No. But sometimes, Nirmala Prabhu is a doctor, Prabhu is a doctor. I know many others that are here are doctors. They know sometimes you have to give some bitter medicine. But what is the goal of bitter medicine? To make the patient bitter? No, to cure them. So also sometimes Krishna gives us a little bit of bitter medicine. But it is medicine to help us. And this is the greatness of Krishna's plan. So, this verse, in summary, is that Krishna's plan is perfect for us. It is going to go on according to His direction. But that does not abdicate responsibility for us. It is our opportunity to participate in Krishna's plan. And how are we going to participate in Krishna's plan? Where's my instrument? As an instrument. Meaning moving at the direction of the Supreme Lord. If something great happens through our doing, who did it? Krishna did it. If great sound comes from the kartals did not do it. It is the player that did it. So whatever great things may come from our activities and service, remember, we are but an instrument. And whatever skills we have, like Arjuna Sabya Sachin, we should use in the service of the Lord. It is not humility to just sit. It is not humility just to renounce our skills that have been given to us by Krishna. We should use them to our fullest in Krishna's plan. And finally, how to know Krishna's plan? To surrender to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. And to inquire from him, what is best for me? And if we do, then we will be able to make perfect progress in the path of devotional service. It is guaranteed and assured. So this is just a few comments from today's verse. Rudy, how much time we should wrap up now? Okay. So I had a perfect plan for this class. My plan was perfect. The class was supposed to start at 5:30. I was going to do an extended kirtan. And then Prabhuji was going to announce that we're going on Harinam. And everybody was going to go on Harinam. And I was going to be left with Radha Madhav and Balram's Gada. And I was going to give class to them while all you were on Harinam. But then Krishna Prabhu foiled this perfect plan.
No, Krishna is a plan.
So as we know, that my own experience, my own plan got foiled today. That is also Krishna's story. So So we'll end here. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Any comments or questions, corrections, clarifications, please? Yes, Prabhupada.
Okay, first of all, I just thank you so much. I think your expression and understanding of the things is so wonderful. It's only because of blessing of Guru and your guidance. Thank you so much. Very much.
Any questions? Yes, Mataji? For your blessings, Mataji. Thank you very much.